Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The new Board of Trustees for NMTI is ready for transition, kicking off next week. Also tonight, Be Counted CNMI. The 2020 census has kicked off. And residents on island will have an easier way of getting around on weekends and holidays thanks to COTA. In sports, a CNMI youth baseball team takes off for an OCEANIA tournament. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Holidays happening at Docomo Pacific's Red Friday. Purchase select phones on our popular Now program and choose a free gift, like free wireless earphones or huge discounts on the latest smartwatch. Prepaid friends get free load with select prepaid phones. And get a chance to win a Nintendo Switch when you take a selfie with our new AI dog, Spark. Come in for a happening holiday now. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Okay. Can I read it out, please?
Attention passengers of flight AJ3004, your flight has been delayed.
Woo! It's the flavor that makes you go, woo. McDonald's new spicy barbecue glazed tenders and chicken sandwich. Made with tender, juicy, all-white meat chicken.
Available in 4, 6, or 10-piece chicken tenders. Try the spicy barbecue crispy chicken sandwich too.
Half a day to Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, January 3rd, 2020. The newly created Board of Trustees for the island's trade school is almost complete. Sally Lemus has the details.
The Board of Directors for the Northern Mariana Trade Institutes held a special meeting this morning, adopting a resolution to transfer all NMTI assets and fiduciary responsibilities onto the incoming Board of Trustees. Chairman of the board, John Gonzalez, says the 7 nominated members of the Board of Trustees will be confirmed by the Senate and will then have their first meeting.
The new Board of Trustees will meet on Monday to essentially create a new bank account and start the essential administrative manner in which our financial and accounting records, our assets, our inventory, our personnel, our payroll, and all the other awesome things that come with the organization have to happen.
2 members of the current and dissolving Board of Directors will make it into the Board of Trustees, namely Mario Valentino and Richard Kotz. Gonzalez says the current board are excited for this transition and will be standing ready to assist.
Failure is not an option. Will bring the Northern Marianas to greater heights, and the promise of hopefully $10 million approval by the US EDA, Economic Development Administration grant, and other endowments and federal grants, and of course the Northern Marianas government financial support will become the regional modern technical institute that will boast and help with the region as well as the nation for that matter. And more importantly, we can take a step back and smile with grace and humility, knowing that we stood the test of time, and that by only working together can we truly achieve unequivocal and irreversible promise and commitment for workforce development.
Just recently, NMTI applied for a $10 million grant from the U.S. Economic Development Administration in hopes to build a new campus by the soccer complex at Coblerville.
We're preliminarily, we've overcome the initial vetting and we're tentatively approved for our grant application. And I would like to say that we're excited for NMC as well, and PSS's grant applications, millions of dollars that are dedicated now for education. And so with the tri-educational pillars, NMC, PSS, and us, gosh, exciting opportunities for this decade on forward.
This is Sally Limis for KSPN News.
The Department of Public Safety, along with paramedics, were called to the Grotto yesterday after a tourist female diver almost drowned. According to DPS, a 911 call was received Thursday morning stating a Chinese female was trying to cross over the main rock when the current came and swept her underwater. Witnesses stated that she was underwater for about a minute before her head came up for air. One of the divers informed the on-duty security guard. Witnesses were able to pull the female diver out of the water where she was responsive and breathing. The Chinese female was transported to CHCC and was treated for lacerations, abrasions, and bruising. The water at the Grotto is rough at this time, and DPS would like to remind the public to be aware of the conditions of the waves before entering. It is a new year and a time for a new population to be counted for. It's the 2020 census that has started. Be counted, CNMI. That's the slogan for the 2020 census that has kicked off.
We started by just opening the office and getting that all staffed up, and we're doing the planning. We've had to sort of divide the whole CNMI into manageable work units that enumerators will be assigned to work. And that's the operation we talked about that will begin in February, March. We'll probably be continuing enumeration through early part of June. And then we have to bring all those materials back. They get shipped to the Census Bureau's processing center in Indiana, processed, and then you should see data products coming out, some of the counts that we collected in spring or early summer of next year, 2021.
The U.S. Census Bureau conducts the operation for the population count every 10 years, where every resident living in the United States and 5 U.S. territories is totaled. And the last census occurred in 2010.
I think the total population of CNMI at that time was roughly around 53,000. And of course, we have a lot of other data that breaks that down by sex, age, race, and all kinds of other economic and socioeconomic indicators.
Right now, officials are in the training and hiring phase of the census, where the next step will be going door to door to collect information.
We'll start our address listing operation in beginning of February. That's where we'll have enumerators out in the field, walking the streets, taking an inventory of all the places where people might live. And then beginning in March, we'll return to those places that we've determined people might live to actually do the door-to-door enumeration interviews for the residents of those locations.
Questions that will be asked include?
The basic questions we ask are age, race, sex, ancestry. We also ask a lot of questions about educational attainment, what was the highest grade you attended school. We ask about your job. We ask about your commute time. What's your water source? What's your sewage disposal source? So it's a pretty extensive questionnaire, and it gathers a lot of information, right, about housing, occupation, education, income.
But all information will stay completely confidential.
We do always like to stress that it's safe. So all of your information is confidential. Census Bureau is by law, we don't share it with any other government agency, any other federal agency, law enforcement, courts, nobody else gets to see your personal information, and the staff who are collecting it are sworn for life to keep that confidential, and there are pretty stiff penalties if they don't do that. So it's definitely safe and important, and so we ask everybody to just participate and help us make a good count for CNMI.
And proper identification will be presented to every household.
When we come, all of the enumerators will have 2 badges. They'll have a federal U.S. Census Bureau badge as well as a local CNMI government badge. They'll have a tote bag. They'll have a shirt. There'll be a lot of indications that tell you that this person is actually legit and with the Census Bureau.
Officials from CNMI Census 2020 do ask that everyone participate in the census, as planning and funding for the island is based off the population count.
The great thing about the census is it provides a lot of information that goes into a lot of granting sources. I know there are some farming statistics that comes out of it. There's a lot of programs in need that comes out of the census. So that's why it's really crucial to our community, especially because we rely heavily on those.
Hiring to work for the CNMI Census 2020 is still in progress. If you are interested, Aldon says to stop by their office at the Ladera Center located in San Jose on Beach Road.
We're still accepting applications. We have a whole bunch of enumerator positions that we're going to keep on a rolling basis. So if you are interested in applying, or you know anybody who's interested in applying, just submit all your documents to our front office.
The CNMI Census 2020 will provide 60 full-time jobs and 564 part-time positions. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Getting around the island will be a bit easier for those needing assistance as the Commonwealth Office of Transit Authority is expanding operations. Public transportation is a need on our island, and the Commonwealth Office of Transit is expanding their shared ride and fixed route services to make it a bit easier to get around.
Here at COTA, we definitely try to mirror what public transportation is as far as the U.S. mainland. But we also know that we're dealing with a different climate, different community, just geographically. And I think what we did is we tried, the program we already had in place. We saw that it worked, but we also wanted to get feedback from our community, from our customers, and see what works best for them. And over the years, we've heard of we need more, services on Sunday. We need more services during the holidays.
And now the community is getting just that. Effective today, January 3rd, COTA will be providing transportation on Sundays and CNMI legal holidays.
Current hours for services, we were open from Monday to Saturdays. First pickup is 6:30, to 8 p.m. on Monday to Friday, and then Saturdays we're open from 6:30 to 4.
Now, hours of operation will also be on Sundays and holidays from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. as well, providing transportation to destinations that fulfill everyday needs.
Our high demand right now mainly is for medical purposes, workplaces, and appointments, doctor's appointments. Aside from that, be recreational, movies, or store for shopping, CUC to pay their bills, just visit families and friends at other houses.
The cost will remain the same at $5 for on-demand service and $3 for pre-registered elderly and disabled. And with the demand for rides increasing, it's important to meet needs on island for the public transportation.
As of January of 2019 to today, I guess our data for our ridership has increased a lot. We have about over 8,000 trips that we do, and gradually it's been increasing. We have high demand, especially for our CHC riders, like dialysis patients, those are our CLI riders too. Our riders ride every day. They get, they need our service every day. So as much as possible, we try to accommodate them, even how hectic and, the scheduling could be. But with the increase of riders, COTA here to provide.
And that's definitely one of the key factors in, like we're saying, listening to our community and what they're trying to tell us. Our ridership has gone up steadily since we started, and we feel that opening up Sundays and holidays will just increase that even more. I mean, that's our hope. We're trying to get it out there to the public. It doesn't matter who you are, if you own a car, if you don't own a car, please. COTA is here for the public. It's for you to use for whatever you need. And we would love to have you ride with us.
To make a reservation, call COTA's One Call, One Click Transportation Information Resource Center at 664-2690. COTA does ask to give a reservation at least 2 business days before a desired pickup. Or you may schedule the day of, but space is not guaranteed. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Coming up, we take you back to 2019 one last time to recap some of these stories that shocked the island. Stay tuned.
Mom, are you sure? What about the shutters? And do you have your medicine?
Don't worry about us, love, okay? You take good care of yourself. I'm in love. Yeah, sorry. The power went out, so I had to light up all the candles. Yeah. Yes, baby, yeah. I'm just glad our home phone's working and we're able to contact you.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537. Welcome to the Marianas Eye Institute. Our office on Beach Road is staffed with U.S. certified eye care technicians, doctors that have received national recognition, and a friendly, professional staff that will look after you and your loved ones. With over 1,200 eyeglass frames to choose from and an in-house lab, we can make most glasses in about an hour. And we even feature a mobile clinic to bring eye care to you. Keep your eyes healthy and strong with professional eye care at the Marianas Eye Institute.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. As we wrap up the first week of 2020, we want to give you one more look at some of these stories that shocked the island in 2019. As you can see, the search team is still in the water and this road is blocked off. As the Department of Public Safety says, around 5:50 p.m. Saturday, an eyewitness reported they saw a white, dark-tinted SUV drive off this cliff into the water.
Over there.
When officers arrived at Bonsai Cliff, they noticed one of the World War II monuments was damaged. Some car parts were around the cliff line, and there were articles of clothing and items floating in the water. The vehicle was located, but no occupants were found inside. The search was called off at 5 p.m. DPS conducted further searches up north and around Wing Beach. The victim has not been located.
Police want to conduct an autopsy on a body found at Bird Island Beach on the north coast of Saipan. Police say they received a call yesterday afternoon about 2:15. 2 hikers made the grisly discovery, finding the decomposing body on the beach. We have blurred out the body for our viewers. Difficult to tell if it's a man or a woman from the picture, and police say they can't identify it. No ID was found on or around the body.
We are classifying this as a homicide case, and we do have our police looking into this particular case.
Around 7:30 this morning, the Department of Public Safety received a phone call reporting 2 dead bodies that were found in this establishment right here behind me, the Rice Cake Best Food here in San Antonio.
We had officers dispatched to the scene. As soon as officers confirmed the report, they called back Central, and then medics came over earlier. And right now there's officers talking to the victim's family. The 2 individuals are females.
Lim Hoi Choi and Ra Na Lim were found in separate pools of blood about 15 feet from the entrance of the Korean restaurant that produces rice cakes located in San Antonio. Pangilinan says DPS is seeking the public's help with any information related to the case.
Not only is this tradition or culture, call it what you want. You know, call it culture, call it tradition. I just need you to call it legal, right? Because right now it is.
Jay Sanchez is the license holder for the cockfighting operation and says about 300 people show up for this activity every week. But when this ban goes into effect, it will rip away what many locals consider to be a tradition.
Tough, huh? Really, it's just truly unfortunate that they're taking something that means a lot to people. People come here for all different reasons. You know, some folks grew up around it. Some people are kind of, you know, get into it from via a friend or whatnot, are introduced to it, and now it's become a part of their life. For some it's therapeutic. And right now, when we don't have anything, We're banking on a casino that really is everything about it is in question right now, right? We operate here. We're not the casino, but we pay on time.
And boy, what a year it was. All right, coming up, it's about time. Time for baseball, that is, and Palacios Field about to be reinvigorated.
Faster, easier to use. With live TV, recordings, video on demand, and streaming apps, all in a single place. When you're looking for something new, recommendations are tailored to you. Voice-powered, personalized results to find what you want faster. And the unlimited potential of smart home. The new experience from TiVo is here.
You deserve more. I know it's been hard. Come on, let's go for a ride.
Hi, welcome to Dow Rental.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now this feels like home.
Dial Rental.
Making lives better since 1987.
Buenas sports fans. Sports fans, Northern Marianas Baseball is affiliated with two international organizations, Little League Baseball out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the Baseball Confederation of Oceania. While we regularly participate in LLB tournaments, but in the BCO it's been hit and miss, actually 0 for 4, 0 for the last 4. But next week on Guam, the CNMI will hit, including a rarity, a game against New Zealand. The CNMI U15 baseball team flew to Guam this morning. Darren Flores is their manager.
This is a new tournament. It's under the Baseball Confederation of Oceania, and this is world qualifiers that is set for Guam on the 14th to the 20th. So actually, we're going down 2 days in advance to get the boys ready, get them ready down there at the playing field, which is Paseo Stadium. That's where we'll be playing. This is the 13 to 15 World Cup qualifier.
Alvin Hokog is the only player who played in the junior league back in 2018. 14 and 15-year-old boys have not had the opportunity to play real games. When was the last time you played a real game?
Does softball count?
No, it doesn't count. This is baseball.
I think it was last year. Yeah, about last year.
All right, can this team get ready? You feel you're ready? What are we going to do here?
Yeah, I think we have like little things we need to work on, but I think we're ready.
After graduating from a Little League, 13-year-old Dylan Santos will be playing his first games on the regulation field after this tournament. He'll be moving up to the Junior League, which will reopen here most likely in February.
I'm playing on Pirates.
Good team?
Yeah, I guess.
Who's the coach and the manager?
Joey De La Cruz.
So you should have a good season. All right, Dylan, good luck. All right, good luck, boys. The nets are up and the grass is cut at the Diamond. It's getting ready for a real workout. Palacios baseball field seen better days as it waits for FEMA disaster assistance, but the playing surface is okay for practice. The mound, the plate, and the base paths all being repaired for the visiting professional players. It'll be followed by teams all under the watch of Mr. Baseball himself, Tony Rogolafoy.
Preparing the field for the Japanese that are coming Saturday for their rehab session every year. So we just wanted to make sure that the field is prepared, safe.
This is professional players?
Yomiuri Giants, the 7 players that are coming on island, and then followed by a group of Korean high schoolers. And then in February we have another Korean group that's coming.
All those practices will take place during the daytime as the lights, they are out of commission. Adams Company donated that $8,000 net for the outfield to keep the balls from going over there to Marianas High School. Well, after 16 years of service, Mike White has stepped down as president of the Northern Mariana Sports Association. White took over for Bill Sokovich and he helped maintain the organization. He oversaw NMI participation in Pacific Games, Micronesian Games, Oceania tournaments. He organized the annual awards banquet and selection of athletes of the year and the NMI Sports Hall of Fame. And the board will be voting for a new president in the near future. Well, since 1 means the top in today's 1-3, we have 3 top plays of the week. It's Sports Logic 103. Coming in at number 3. Okay, who put the hole in the wall? Chris Nelson puts the ball through that hole for the goal. Coming in at number 2, Javon Isaac with a step and shot over the goalie. And then he tells the referee, well, what'd you expect? And the KSPN2 Sports Top Play of the Week Agape Christian Academy jumps for joy, winning the 34th Annual Island Relay Race for the 5th consecutive year, the Torchbearers, the KSPN2 Sports Top Play of the Week. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Come drive. Kids carts available now at the Seaside Circuit, and best of all, adults go along for free. Teach your child how to drive the best way possible by letting them take the steering wheel. You'll be along for the ride just to make sure things go smoothly. Kids carts at the Seaside Circuit. Bring your local ID for a special half-a-day rate.
Today's high got up to 88, the low 77, humidity 69% tomorrow. Partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. In other words, same old, same old. High 87, low 77, seas 8 to 10 feet. Sunrise 6:44, low tide an hour later. High tide 2:27, sunset at 5:59.
All right, thank you, Bob, for the weather report. Sunset later and later.
Later and later, that's the way it goes.
But let's go out of here.
Yeah, we gotta go. Speaking of going,
what starts right now?
Speaking of the sun setting, this show is setting right now. Let the weekend begin, and may it begin with you.
Right now. Have a good night.
Good night.